There are things in this world that will make you question reality. Secrets hidden in plain sight. Facts so bizarre, so unbelievable, that once you hear them, you'll never see the world the same way again. From the depths of history to the edges of science, prepare yourself for 50 totally random facts. That'll blow your mind. Some will shock you, some will amaze you, but one thing is certain, you won't forget them. So sit back, hit the like button, and let's jump in. Number 1. When Domino's Pizza entered the Italian market in 2015, the company had an ambitious plan to open 880 outlets across the country by 2030. However, it only managed to open 29 branches, all of which closed by 2022. Number 2. In 2023, a Dutch court ordered Jonathan M., a 41-year-old man, who judges said had fathered between 550 and 600 children, to stop donating sperm. The court considered it sufficiently plausible that the children had or could have negative psychosocial consequences, including problems with identity and fears of incest. Number 3. In an early version of his dictionary, Noah Webster defined cat with the entry, "The domestic cat needs no description. It is a deceitful animal, and when enraged, extremely spiteful." Number 4. In 1920, Jack Kelly, father of Grace Kelly and a self-made millionaire, was banned from the Henley Regatta, a prestigious rowing event in England, under the pretext that he was not a gentleman due to having worked as a manual laborer. He then went on to beat the Henley champion at the Olympics, and sent the King of England a note saying simply, "Greetings from a bricklayer." Number 5. The FDA does not recognize Dr. Pepper as a cola, root beer, or fruit-flavored soft drink. Instead, Dr. Pepper belongs to a category of its own called pepper soda, named after the brand. Number 6. In the past decade, total U.S. college enrollment has dropped by nearly 1.5 million students, or about 7.4%. Number 7. Steve Jobs hated the Android OS so much that he was willing to spend billions to destroy it, believing it to be a stolen product. Number 8. In 2015, police arrested a Louisiana man for drunkenly riding a horse on a highway. When detained, he said, "The horse knows the way home," and the sheriff concluded it did not constitute a DUI. Number 9. When America joined World War I, they set about purging their language of German words. They rechristened sauerkraut as Liberty cabbage, hamburger as Liberty steak, and German measles as Liberty measles. Number 10. On James Cameron's third dive to the Titanic, he and his pilot had a near-death experience. They encountered a sandstorm on the ocean floor and became temporarily stuck there with a low power supply and few batteries. It took them 3 attempts from the bottom to rise above 25 meters and surface 5 hours later. Number 11. Turtles and tortoises have nerve endings in their shells. They can sense your touch on their shells and experience pain when something damages their shells. Number 12. Kyothuite is the Earth's rarest mineral with only one known specimen ever discovered in Myanmar. Number 13. In 2022, 2 Californians filed a class action lawsuit against Barilla Pasta, claiming they believed it was made in Italy. They argued that they suffered financial harm because they wouldn't have bought it if they had known it was made in the US. Together, they spent a total of $6 on the pasta. Number 14. President Calvin Coolidge first met his future wife Grace when she walked by his house and saw him shaving, wearing nothing but a derby cap and long underwear. Her laughter prompted Coolidge to notice her, and he sought her out later on. Number 15. Abraham Lincoln was so convinced that he was going to lose the election of 1864 that he asked Frederick Douglass to lead scouts into the South to free as many slaves as possible before the new president took office. Number 16. Egyptian builders, such as those who built the pyramids, were typically not slaves and frequently took sick days from work. Popular excuses included stung by scorpion, bleeding wife, trouble with eyes, and even brewing beer. Number 17. Humans as a species are the most sensitive to castor oil seeds. It takes 1 to kill a full-grown human, 11 to kill a dog, and a massive dose of 80 to kill a duck. The seeds contain ricin, which is roughly 6,000 times more poisonous than cyanide. Number 18. Only 3 objects have ever been found inside: the Great Pyramid of Giza pieces of wood, a ball made of diorite, and a copper hook. In 1872, researchers discovered them in a shaft that led from the Queen's Chamber. Number 19. In 1910, English pranksters disguised as Ethiopian diplomats fooled the royal. Navy into giving them a tour of HMS Dreadnought. They spoke gibberish, mostly Greek and Latin, and would shout "Bunga Bunga" to express astonishment. One of them was author Virginia Woolf. Number 20, Bernie Madoff, an American financial criminal and financier who was the admitted mastermind of the largest known Ponzi scheme in history, worth an estimated $65 billion, was treated as a hero in prison. In a letter to his family, the swindler wrote, "I am quite the celebrity and am treated like a mafia don. I can't walk anywhere without someone shouting their greetings and encouragement to keep my spirit up." Number 21, researchers conducted a study on Capri Sun in 2013. To see what would grow on the filter paper, they filtered it through a vacuum. Researchers identified 5 species of fungus, noting that because they don't put preservatives in the drink, it allows lots of fungi to survive. Number 22, Night of the Living Dead, 1968, is responsible for the modern conception of zombies as unhinged flesh eaters. Prior to the movie, zombies were typically portrayed as living people enslaved by priests. Interestingly, the entire film never mentions the word zombie. Number 23, there's an abandoned Six Flags in New Orleans that was shut down after heavy damage from Hurricane Katrina. Films like Percy Jackson, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and Jurassic World have used it for filming. Number 24, a young Thomas Edison helped another inventor, Samuel Laws, design telegraph machines. He expected to be paid a few $100s, but Laws instead gave him $40,000, which allowed Edison to afford a new research laboratory and factory. He hired 300 employees and developed 50 inventions there. Number 25, Edmund Hillary, the first person to summit Mount Everest, was scheduled to serve as a guide for a flight over Antarctica on Air New Zealand Flight 901, but canceled to embark on a US speaking tour instead. Flight 901 ended up crashing into Mount Erebus, killing all on board. Number 26. According to Crayola's law, the number of crayon colors doubles every 28 years. Number 27. In the USA, states that passed laws allowing a married person to seek a divorce without their spouse's consent saw a 20% decline in female suicide rates. Researchers also saw a decline in domestic violence for both men and women following the adoption of unilateral divorce. Number 28. The 85-year-old Harvard study of adult development, the longest longitudinal study in history, found that people who did more chores during childhood often had more professional success and happiness later in life. Number 29. A study on gender and food identified significant statistical differences. Men strongly preferred meat, while women preferred vegetables, chocolate, and whole grains. Men felt hungry before dinner, while women felt hungry in the morning and were more likely to snack throughout the day. Men also ate faster. Number 30. The blanket octopus has the largest size. Discrepancy between the sexes of any animal. Females can grow over 6 feet, while males average about 1 inch. Number 31. Josef Mengele, known as the Angel of Death for his horrific experiments on prisoners at Auschwitz during World War II, lived out the rest of his natural life in Argentina, Paraguay, and Brazil. He operated under the names Jos Mengele and later Wolfgang Gerhard. Number 32. Most Little Rascals episodes from the 1930s were heavily edited in the 1970s to remove jokes about race, women, disabilities, children, the elderly, and violence. Number 33. Franz Kafka, a renowned writer known for his surreal and existential works, held a lifelong belief that other people found him mentally and physically repulsive. In reality, many who met him found him to be handsome, intelligent, and possessing a good sense of humor. Number 34. The recently built $5 billion SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, has no air conditioning. Instead, it relies on the sea breeze to cool the stadium down. Number 35. Electron microscopes produce only black and white images because color doesn't exist at those scales. Their images are smaller than the visible light's wavelength. However, false color is often used. Number 36. As many as 1 in 4 residents in La Rinconada, the highest human settlement in the world, suffer from hypoxia. Number 37. In the Vietnamese version of Cinderella, Cinderella boils her stepsister to death, turns the remains into sauce, and sends it to her stepmother to eat. The stepmother enjoys it until she discovers the skull and dies of shock. Number 38. In the 1950s, Disneyland offered fishing on Tom Sawyer Island in an area called Catfish Cove. guests could borrow a pole and a can of worms to catch fish. Disneyland offered to clean, ice, and store the fish at a restaurant until closing time. After guests began discarding fish all over the park, Disneyland stopped this service. Number 39. Theft is so rare in Japan that people often save seats in cafes and public places by leaving wallets, purses, laptops, or phones unattended while they buy food or go to the bathroom. Number 40. Former U.S. First Lady Jane Pierce was extremely reluctant to move into the White House. Before her husband, Franklin Pierce, became president, she prayed every night that he would lose the presidential election. She reportedly fainted upon hearing about his nomination. Number 41. Due to their value as non-perishable snacks, the U.S. War Production Board ordered in 1942 to turn California's entire wine grape crop into raisins. Number 42. After Neil Armstrong died, his wife Carol cleaned his closet and found a cloth bag filled with souvenirs he brought back from the moon, including a movie camera from inside the lunar module and a waist tether. Congress only recently passed a law approving that astronauts can take unneeded equipment home. Number 43. You can leave your pacemaker with various animal organizations and veterinarian offices when you pass away so that they can use it in dogs that need pacemakers to extend their lives. Number 44. After attending a Queen concert in Los Angeles, Michael Jackson suggested to Freddie Mercury that the band should release Another One Bites the Dust as a single. After doing so, the song became a worldwide hit, spent 15 weeks in the Billboard Top 10, and is Queen's best-selling single to date. Number 45. The 1912 Stockholm Olympics was the last time winners received medals made of 100% solid gold. Since then, first-place medals have been gold-plated. Number 46. Ducks can become cannibalistic when bored, a behavior aggravated by overcrowding, lack of ventilation, and faulty nutrition. The only known way to stop this is to remove the rim at the front of the bird's upper bill through a process known as beak trimming. Number 47. The Slash is a man-made 6.1 meter wide, 2,171 kilometer long tract of deforestation that marks portions of the border between Canada and the US. Number 48. Olives can make cats playful and excited because they contain nepetalactone, a compound also found in catnip. Number 49. The WADA test is a procedure that temporarily shuts down one hemisphere of the brain at a time, allowing the evaluation of each hemisphere's language and memory capacities individually. Number 50. A comet smells like rotten eggs, urine, burning matches, and almonds. Traces of hydrogen sulfide, ammonia, sulfur dioxide, and hydrogen cyanide were found in the makeup of Comet 67P Churyumov-Gerasimenko. In 2016, promoters even commissioned postcards carrying the scent. And there you have it, 50 totally random facts that just changed the way you see the world. Which fact blew your mind the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you loved this video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another mind-blowing fact. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious, stay amazed, and keep questioning everything.